Max out your screen brightness. Let's play again. Tell me, what do you see here? Take a wild guess. Some sort of argument, maybe? A car accident? Well, to answer that, I think we're seeing exactly what they thought we'd ever see. And that is absolutely nothing.
It's a video. What you got? What kind of drink you got?
I got kiss the lips.
That's right.
Very good.
Kiss on the lips. That's what's
Very
up.
good.
Oh.
My crew said, come on.
This is Azario Major. He was a fun-loving, soft-hearted person that, according to his mom, always wanted to see the best in people.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Just want to tell you Happy Father's Day. I love you.
He didn't seem to judge anybody before really getting to know them. And because of this, according to his mom once more, it was sometimes to his demise. He was one of those types, that was too trusting of people he thought was truly his friends. And unfortunately, this guy right here, a police officer at my dad, would be the very last guy he'll ever get to trust. Here's that story. The day after Christmas, December 26, 2021, 7:57 p.m. Azario went down to Woody's liquor store on Fire Trail looking around for his friend, also known as Slim. By the way, this wasn't just any regular liquor store either. This was also a bar. A bar where a lot of off-duty police officers would often hang around at, drinking, smoking, getting drunk, watching the game, yelling, playing dominoes, etc. This was their go-to spot, and a go-to spot for Slim himself. This night, a night no different than the others. It was the weekend and that place was littered with off-duty cops. Azario, talking to his friend Slim for a while, it actually starts off kind of peaceful. They walk, they talk, Slim puts his hands on his back, tries to get him to leave. Why, you may wonder. You see, contrary to the story put out by those police officers after the fact, including Slim, they all claimed Azario was just some random, dirty, gun-toting criminal with dreadlocks and tattoos there with the sole purpose of causing trouble. They claim Azario didn't know anyone there, like he was just there just to be there. But you see, that's actually not true. Far from it, actually. Azario and Slim, they go way back. They were super cool at one point. But here lies the issue. During that exact time, they was going through a little rough patch in their friendship. Important to add to, Azario also knew some things about Slim at the time that Slim didn't want to ever get up. Crazy things. Things that could definitely ruin his career, his family, his friendships, how people see him, etc. And because of this, the sole presence of Azario even being there, especially around his other police co-workers, was detrimental to him. And so here's why Slim kept noticeably trying to get Azario to leave the bar. I can imagine it was confusing to him actually. He just wanted to chill with the person who he thought was his friend at the time. I might also add, the lady that owned that bar was the cousin of Azario. So I can see it not making sense to him actually, on why this person that was again so close to him was trying to get him to leave a public venue, Anyways, this then almost immediately sparked some bad blood between them. Arguments began to spiral, and the plan to murder him and cover it up had finally begun. And yes, you heard that correctly. 7:58 p.m. Officer Slim checks the cameras for the very first time, sees there's one above him, keeps walking. 8:02. Officer Slim walks away from Azario to check the cameras once more. He acknowledges that it's 2 cameras, then walks away this time from the building completely. Slim's drunk police co-workers arguing with him in the meantime. This is when it's believed he goes to get that unmarked gun from his car parked across the road. The same gun later found on the dead body of Azario. 8:05. 3 minutes later, he comes back. But this time, with gloves on. With gloves on. Bro, let me show you something, bro. The nigga came back with gloves on. You feel me? Besides that, how much bars you been to? And you saw niggas out there that's chilling with gloves on. No. It doesn't happen. And the Bahamas too? No. This nigga was preparing for battle. Anyways, and so they continue to argue. All of these people, cops by the way, drunk as hell too. Slim then pulls Azario away. And as they retreat, the cult-like police crew continues to yell at them. Bro, just look how weirdly mad everyone is. These niggas out there really trying to fight. What cop acts like that? And look at this guy. He definitely don't want to be on camera. Anyways, 8:09, Azario finally leaves the bar completely. Everyone then heads back inside. Now here's when the setup finally begins. Watch this. 8:12. An unidentified man who is believed to also know Azario then leaves the bar in a hurry to chase him down. You know, pretending to be the voice of reason. Pulling up on him, telling him things like, yo, you good? Bro, don't be like that, bro. Everyone's good now. Chill out. Come back. In fact, the plan was when he had come back, Slim was supposed to get in the car with him, and then they supposed to leave together. And so, Azario did come back. 8:16. Just before Azario even had the chance to fully pull up, 7 cops then leaves the bar, guns drawn. Obviously, the guy sent to go get him must have texted back the base something like, yo, here, come outside. It was just too quick. And you could tell they had planned to shoot him upon arrival too, because even this guy knew it. Nigga knew it was up. That's a cop, by the way. 8:17. They surround his car. 1 at the rear, 5 at his door, 1 at the front. The handgun shooter watched. The guy at the rear then rips open his door, and then Azario was shot 4 times in the head, 26 in the body. 15 shots missing him completely, piercing the car. So they shot at him a total of 45 times altogether. It was overkill. Who needs 4 shots in the head to die? Look, the guy in the yellow emptied his clip on him, reloaded, then emptied it again. Slim added in some for fun shots at the end, then skipped away with what it looks like, you know, adrenaline and excitement, I assume. Not to be so gruesome, but they deformed his head and body so much that Azario never had a funeral. Speaking to the family myself, they said the only way they could even identify his body afterwards was because of his neck tattoo he had of his sister's name. The whole thing was just tragic, bro. Azario not even being dead 2 seconds yet. The guy that tells him to come back now pulls up. And again, you can tell it was a setup too, because bro, look how calmly he comes out of his car. Look at him walk back into the bar. It was like nothing for him. I don't even think he even looked in that direction. I doubt that's the first person he ever set up. Anyways, 8:18, which is also crazy. The off-duty police officers now tells everyone to leave. Isn't it also a coincidence that nobody in the bar heard the loud 40-something gunshots and came out to watch? The fact that everyone came out of that bar and left the exact same time after the job was done, you know, kind of strengthens my belief in this whole thing being premeditated. Someone at that entryway definitely stopped people from fully witnessing what was about to happen. Had to be. If I'm at a bar and I'm hearing 40 shots, my natural reaction is to... Come on. At least that. Come on. You mean to tell me I ain't see not a head poke out? No way. You can't convince me of that one either. 8:22. It's definitely difficult to see her. Shoots. Probably most wouldn't see it, I don't think. But I'm sure anyway. This was when it was believed that unmarked gun, and by unmarked I mean the serial number was scratched. This was when it was believed that that unmarked gun was finally placed on Azario's dead body. Here's another coincidence for you. That same gun later found on Azario's body, guess what kind of gun it was? A 9mm. The same exact guns police officers use in the Bahamas. Not to be so gruesome again, but according to the bullets found in Azario's body and in that car, it was bullets from a 9mm gun. The same gun used to kill him. A coincidence? I doubt. His phone was also taken off of him here. And also still to this day, the only item not returned to his family after the fact was that phone. The police claimed he didn't have a phone on him, which was later found out to be a proven lie. Because number one, Azario's mom astonishingly texted him not only a few hours before he was killed that night, the exact same night. She said, son, you have to open up for work in the morning. They own a family business. And Azario then texted back, yeah, I know. And that'll be the last any of his family or friends would ever speak to him. So in conclusion, yes, they knew he had a phone on him. And number two, a little icing on the cake, I think a few months later, his family then took Azario's cellular information to an IT tech guy. And he stated that his phone was later pinged on the next side of the island days after Azario was already dead. And also, it had been wiped too. Bro, isn't that crazy? Also, notice how his body is still in the car. 8:28. Still in the car. Fast forward 11 minutes, now his body is marginally outside. Shoots, even in the official case photo it is. Bro, they definitely moved him. The whole thing was meticulously planned. Azario's cousin, the bar owner, now finally closes down the bar. That's when an officer now approaches her and is believed to now demand away that camera footage away from her. You could even see him being handed the server, where the security camera footage is usually stored, and he then proceeds to walk away with it. Look, no server, server. 8:33, the first on-duty police officer finally arrives. 8:49, he was bagged. 9:09, they looked for shell casings away from the vehicle. This was done because at first, the story that was told was that there was an actual gunfight. According to them, when Azario had returned, the officers then exited the bar to investigate. Once the car came to a stop, the officers cautiously approached the vehicle with their weapons drawn, ordering Azario to exit the car. As Azario then opened the door, he produced a gun pointing at the officers. And so then they opened fire, killing them, being in fear of their own lives. That's the story they went with at first. Then they changed the story, saying, oh, he shot some bullets in the air And so in fear of their own lives, they shot him and killed him. And then on the news, they shortened it this time, saying, in exact words, he brandished the gun.
Here's what police shared with the media that took place on the scene at the time.
He left the business establishment in his vehicle in a high rate of speed. He returned once, left, returned again, left, and returned a third time. This was when the officers noticed him exiting his vehicle, brandishing a firearm. And as a result, being in fear for their lives, the officers discharged their service weapon in the direction of the vehicle, fatally wounding the male.
And so they shot him, being in fear of their own lives. Bro, it was story after story after story. All stories ending with in fear of our own lives. But you know, nothing about this screams fair to me. Y'all be the judge. Let's just say for a quick second, yeah, Azario did have a gun. And he pointed it at these cops. Then tell me how come nobody ducked, dodged, flinched, stepped back. Man, I think it's very much human nature for a person to flinch if you're that close to someone and they all of a sudden point a gun at you. Nobody seemed to move. It's like they shot him with so much confidence. P.S. They didn't find any shell casings away from that vehicle, by the way. And boom, just like that, the video then cuts out. All the rest of the footage, never to be seen. All the footage from the first camera, never to be seen. The footage I just showed you, also never to be seen. Of course, until now. Bro, this footage was purposely withheld from the public and Azario's family for years. In fact, to this date, it's now March 2023, they just got this footage a few weeks ago. A year and some change later, after their son had already been murdered, they'd finally get to see the footage of his killing. But this dark version though. But guess what, bro? They had done messed with the wrong family.
I am probably going to die remembering the way that his body looked. My family does not sleep. This is definitely a setup and a cover-up. And you can quote me on that. This movement is not going to end. We feel as though God has brought this to our doorstep for a reason, because our family is the type of family that stands up for what is right and what is wrong, no matter of the circumstances and no matter of the danger.
Let me give you a bit of a quick history lesson. In all my years of living in the Bahamas, right? 25 years. I've never once seen a police brutality. A police corruption.
3 young men involved in an incident with police on New Year's Day speaking out tonight after a video of them allegedly being beaten by officers went viral.
Or a justice for whomever case actually work. Bro, I've never even seen one make it to court. You see, in the Bahamas, the police are automatically believed in all cases. When it comes down to your word against theirs, or in some cases, your dad's word against theirs, you would never win that battle. As a matter of fact, not only will you not win that battle, but they'd never even care to investigate it. Azario literally had 0 prior run-ins with the police before being murdered. Criminal record, squeaky clean. Bro wasn't even in the system for an unpaid damn traffic ticket. Now all of a sudden he shoot cops. And not only do he shoot cops, but he's now bold enough to gunfight it out with 7 cops surrounding his car, guns drawn. Like, bro, who they trying to paint him out to be? John Wick? The whole thing just don't make sense. But like I said, they chose the wrong family to mess with. News appearance after news appearance after news appearance. That car Azario was shot up in, they bought it from the rental company. Blood still on it still, as is. Cash. They then met with Bahamian officials. First, Mr. Hart, head of CDU, who said to the family that Azario was killed because he was out there shooting shots in the air. An obvious lie. Then the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, who said Azario was at that bar showing off a gun when on-duty police officers arrived on the scene, then killing him. Another obvious lie. And then they talked to Commissioner of the Police, Clayton Fernando, who was also at the crime scene when Azario was killed. He claimed there was a shootout between Azario and the police officers, which then led to his death. Shoot, he even said to the family that out of the 45 bullets on the floor, that some of them was from Azario's gun. Obvious lie number 3. Bro even said that he didn't have the authority to force an investigation, which is now obvious lie number 4. Because bro, how the hell you the commissioner of the police, the top dog of them all, and you can't start an investigation? Like, so what? What you there for? For pretty? I don't get that. It's obvious he's protecting his own. Mr. Hard, Mr. Raman, Mr. Wayne, Mr. Clayton, Mr. Pinnard, all of them spoken to by the family, none of them willing to help. This done obviously further sparked Azario's family into taking the investigation into their own hands. Since the Bahamas had no interest looking into the case, Azario's family then sought help from abroad. They flew out some real deal forensic scientists from California to come examine the car, clear up that dark footage, and also give a full analysis on the complete murder, based on their expertise. Bruh, the whole thing felt almost like a movie. What the forensic scientists concluded, among many, in exact words. This incident has more of an appearance of an intentional shooting than it does a case of self-defense. The number of shots fired demonstrates anger or aggression rather than fear. In total, bro, Azario's family, because I asked, Azario's family came with a pocket $40,000. $40,000, bro. Cash. Just to do what in my head I thought all countries did. By the way, I do not want you to confuse it at all. This family is not rich. They had to go out every day and work hard for that money. Going to work early, coming home late. And this being an everyday thing, mind you. On top of that, having to pay reoccurring bills, all while trying to come in with this money at the same time was definitely rough on them. They made a lot of sacrifices. This being for over a year plus, by the way. It just sucks to me that they had to do all of that. It just seems like something the Bahamas is supposed to do naturally, you know? You know, I once had the belief that it was normal in all cases for an investigation to occur before the case finally closes. But with this story, it proved me wrong. I'm typically not, you know, disappointed by much, but this one definitely did it for me. Minimum wage in the Bahamas, a little over $5 an hour. US dollars. So to imagine it takes $40,000. $40,000 what most Bahamians do not have just to hopefully see some justice for a loved one is crazy to me. And our Prime Minister said so himself.
First of all, you know, any killing, whether by police or otherwise, is troubling and requires the proper investigation to determine the circumstances under which that killing may have occurred. It is not acceptable that you have killings and the time lag in investigations followed to be as long as it is, because, you know, it impacts memory, memory fades, details are lost, and it does not help in solving the issues.
But yet, he did nothing for this case. Or any case, as a matter of fact, where the police were the main shooters. Bro, no way in hell should it take a family having to go seek their own evidence. That don't make no sense to me. I already know my family don't got $40,000 on them. So what that mean for me? If I'm killed by the police, too bad. If no one says anything, bro, nothing will change. I personally believe that. I just want the Prime Minister to just live up to his word and do what I think is the bare minimum. Investigating the killing is bare minimum. The sole reason this video is being made is to call for a complete investigation on this case.
I hereby demand a commission of inquiry into the circumstances surrounding Azario Major's death.
There was 9 officers on the scene that day, so tell me why only 4 gave a statement. Why is that? Why did they also say there was no witnesses? Why is the family even just getting the video? There's 2 sets of footage that night, camera A and camera B. So why did the family only receive 1? It's just so much questions, you know? I myself and the family is personally calling the people, Amnesty International, it's a human rights group, the US even, maybe, and especially our Prime Minister to finally do what's right. This place we living in now, bro, in my opinion, this wouldn't be a place I'd want my child to live in. I hear horror stories all the time. For the girls, it's damn near routine to be sexually assaulted by these corrupt cops. And for the guys, either we being beaten up, set up with drugs or guns, or just straight up killed. This place has to change, bro. Like, we're supposed to feel safe around the people that's supposed to serve and protect us. Now, of course, there are some amazing cops in the Bahamas. I don't want to not mention that. But because the bad ones are willing to go to such an extreme, it makes all of them look bad, you know? If you're watching this video right now, share with a friend. Because you or your child could very well be next. And I know you don't got $40,000 laying around somewhere. This has been a message from yours truly. See you later. Peace out.